皆さんどうもこんにちは。サムライフラッグチャンネルへようこそ。テシです。こちらは新倉山浅間公園に来ておりまして、本当に、桜スポット、そして富士山スポットの、一番代表的な場所の一つになってまして、本当に今日ちょうどお天気も良くて満開になってて、もう最高の風景を楽しめる場所となってます。そこでそれもあってインバウンドの方が非常に今日はね多くて、この後こちらに来ている人々にお話を聞かせてもらいたいなというふうに思っております。では早速やっていきましょう。 So please first your names and where are you from?
I'm Matías from Uruguay.
Matías from Uruguay.
My name is Sara from Uruguay.
From Uruguay as well. Wonderful.
Yes.
So first question,
Yes.
Can you first tell me something about the country you're from, something about Uruguay, so you can see differences with
Uruguay and differences. Okay, the amount of people on the city. These streets are really crowded. Main in Tokyo. We were in Osaka and Kyoto and Hiroshima as well. But in Tokyo, we find that the streets were really crowded, and that's the main difference with our country. I think. Yes.
Yeah, the amount of people.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And why did you? How long are you traveling in Japan?
We arrived like a week ago, and we are leaving tomorrow.
Okay, or travel more?
No, we are heading to China.
Okay, you're going to China next.
Yes.
So it's your last day in Japan,
Yes.
and you came to this cherry blossom.
Yes.
spot.
Yes. Yes.
So why did you decide to come to Japan? ¿Por qué quisieron viajar a Japón?
We are in a university travel group.
So you're students?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, we are graduated. We graduated from university. It's like a graduation trip.
Yes.
I don't know if
Yeah.
something like that.
How many people of you in the group?
We are a big group of 400, but
400?
divided
Wow.
in small groups.
No way.
We are 11 in our group.
Wow. 400,
Yes.
everybody traveling to Japan.
Not Japan, but it's like a big group divided into small groups that those groups choose destinations. Around here are some other groups as well, but I don't know. The 400 in Japan,
Yeah.
we are separated.
Yeah. And so today, was it your tour guide or someone took you here?
No, we came by train and we are leaving to Tokyo now.
Okay. So what's is it your first time to see the cherry blossoms? ¿Es la primera vez que ven los cerezos?
Yes.
No, well, in Japan, yes, but we haven't seen it like all our time in Japan. They are everywhere.
Yes. What about for you, Sara?
Sí, fue la primera vez que viste cerezos.
Yes.
And what's your impression?
¿Cuál fue tu impresión?
Very good.
Very good, amazing.
Are nice, amazing, yes.
So for this spot to get to the top, it's a 2-hour wait. They're saying. Are you
Okay.
going to go to the top or are
No.
you waiting here?
We were up, not at the top, I think, but we were like, I don't know, some floors. Yes, up, yeah.
Okay. ¿Hubo alguna cosa que les impresionó mucho de Japón? ¿En positivo o negativo? Anything positive or also negative that
Lo
surprised
amable
you?
de la gente.
The amount of people?
No, the kindness.
The kindness of people.
Yes.
Why? Do you have an example, Sara? ¿Tienes un ejemplo de...
O sea, nosotros nos ayudaron todo para venir.
They helped you to
Yes, they are really helpful. And I don't know, we got lost every time, so it's difficult for us to read
the signs
the signs and all that. The characters are like just different from what we're accustomed to.
Yes.
So people is always trying to help you and indicate you, and the city, the tallest, the tall of the height of the buildings is like amazing. I don't know.
The height.
Yes,
The skyscrapers?
Yes. The screens on the buildings as well is like, I don't know, just different from where we're from.
Yes. Y por último, anything that you struggle with, alguna cosa que fue complicada, como que fue that you would like to maybe have had it a bit different.
Well,
You suggest to improve for Japan.
yes, maybe the language. we find some difficulties to communicate with people because not so many people speak in English, I think.
Yeah.
Or maybe we got bad luck, I don't know. My girlfriend is allergic to gluten,
Oh, I see.
so it was a bit difficult to eat. Out of that, it was great.
Yeah. It's a shame because the food is so good in Japan,
Yes.
but a lot of it does have
Yes.
gluten, so maybe finding some options.
Maybe,
Did you
yeah.
try some Japanese food?
Sí, probaste comida japonesa. Sushi. Yes. It was great.
Wonderful. ありがとうございます。Yeah, hope you enjoy your last day in Japan. 見たことあるさっきの2人が、話してもらったように自分の国で桜見たことある人もいるんですけれども、やっぱり日本に来て桜がバーッとなんか富士山の前で広がっているのを見ると拝見できるとまた全然感覚が違うということは自分も本当にそう思います。で、それについて日本人の自然に対する考え方とか、あと無常っていう気持ちとか、そういった人生に対する懸念というか価値観については実は私の本でも触れています。なのでぜひぜひ皆さんこちらを、ぜひお読みになっていただけたら幸いです。あとは次インタビューで出てくるドイツ人の家族の方が、日本語の魅力についてよく語ってたので、今一番公開しているのはもっと何冊も今この一冊自分の一冊しか持ってなかったので本当に差し上げたいなと思ってました。もしドイツ人のご家族この動画をご覧になっていただけたら、教えてください。お送りします。
はい、連絡お待ちしてま
お待ち
す。
しております。Everyone, nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Tess from Italy. Could you please introduce yourselves? Tell me something about yourselves and where you're from.
You started already.
Yeah, I work for the German embassy in Tokyo, and we have been here for half a year now, but it's the second time. We already spent some time in Japan before, so but we love this country and
Happy to be back.
Happy to be back, but in fact we are the first time here at Pagoda.
Wonderful. So you were living in Tokyo some years ago for a while and
Yes.
then went back somewhere.
Exactly.
Right before the
Another place.
corona,
Yeah.
right before the corona lockdown, we left within corona lockdown,
Yes.
and so happy to be back with all the people here.
Did you miss having lots of people around?
No, not that much, but it's more like usual life. It was a strange period of time during corona, so it's better to be back.
We're a little bit surprised that so many people have been traveling to Japan. Of course, this is after the pandemic. Many people want to see this beautiful country.
Yes.
And I think also for tourists from Europe, especially also from Germany, Japan has become much more attractive and interesting
Indeed.
than during our first day. It has always been a fascinating country with a long history and culture. But now it has also become a little bit more affordable due to Enyasu. So this maybe is something which
日本語もバッチリですか？
勉強しています。
だからぜひ日本語で
少し
始めました。
でも自己紹介をお願いします。日本語でお名前。
お名前は
お名前。
ニキです。
ニキさん、可愛いですね。よろしくお願いします。何歳ですか
16歳です。
日本の学校に通って
ドイツ学園。
まず学園、横浜です。東京に住んでいますから。
ですか
大使館東京です。ドイツ学園は今横浜にです。横浜にあります。そう、私は家族と横浜と東京は半分住んでいます。
素晴らしいですね。で、日本語は独学ですか？
はい、そうです。
本当ですか？すごいですね。でももうペラペラですね。
いつも勉強しなければなりませんね。ドイツ人は少し難しいです。でも日本人はとしてドイツ語を学ぶとても難しいものです。
難しいですね。私もドイツ語は少し話せますけれども、ただやっぱり日本語も話せてドイツ語も少し話せてドイツ語の方が難しいと私は個人的に思います。思います。
漢字は一番難しいですね。でも私も学んでいますが、でも 無理ですね。
素晴らしいですね。
For me, Japanese language is sort of like a philosophical way of thinking. Since in Japanese you've got the word 忘れ物ご注意ください. But if you lost something, you cannot be attentive to this. And if you pay attention not to lose something, it's not a lost thing. So it's completely strange, and I find there are so many examples for this. I like it very much.
Yeah, please tell me more examples like this that you found Japanese being a philosophical language.
Maybe a little bit later.
Yeah, no, that's incredible.
One interesting feature, for example, is when we in Germany we say somebody is lucky or has a good feeling, but in Japanese you are much more cautious because you say something about another person and you cannot never be sure. Hoshigateimasu or ureshi so desu. You are always a little bit more cautious in judging other people. This is something very different. Kangaikata, ne? It's very different, and this is fascinating. And this was I was going to say that of course it's fascinating to learn Japanese, to communicate with people, and it makes also life also much more practical. But you learn much about the thinking and the ideas of people.
100%.
And that makes you feel much more familiar at home in the country. So it's really worth the effort. But it's kind of
indeed.
And you can take something for yourself feeling from this country. Like it's really気持ちがいい.
Yeah, no, indeed. I find that about the Japanese language as well, which is what drew me to Japan in the first place. That even, for example, adjectives, when we say oishikatta, I think it's one of the very few languages that decline adjectives in the past. It's like it's not oishi deshita, oishikatta desu. It's like, wow, that effort of turning, you want to turn the actual adjective into the past, I find beautiful as well. So did you come though for work, or did you choose Japan, or was it somehow
usually we apply for a job or for a special position assignment within a diplomatic service. It's not specific to Germany. It's I think also Italian diplomatic service like this. And I was lucky to be chosen for Japan for the first time and the second as well. So it was always the country which we wanted to live in and work.
Okay, so how different is the Japanese lifestyle to maybe your lifestyle back in maybe Germany or another country in the world? Because often I think in Japan people have the image that there are things that are a bit similar to like Germany, like keeping social engagements when you have an appointment, you try and stick to it. The rigorosity of the organization of the cities, the cleanliness, and all these factors might make life easier for both people.
Between
Yeah, maybe
Japanese and German
yes, but your lifestyle back in Germany, if you used to live there, and your lifestyle here in Japan. Yeah. How was your lifestyle did you live in Germany also for a while?
Yeah.
How was your lifestyle in Berlin?
The lifestyle as in school and family.
Yes. And
Public transport, public places.
maybe friends.
Well, all my friends were living like next door, so that's different. I always have to take the train to get to friends. But school too, like I could always take the bike to school, and then school was for a few hours, and then we could go wherever we want. Here it's more, we have a school bus system, so we go to school it takes 30 minutes to get to school. And then, but school is like really nice because you have different people, mostly Japanese people actually. Like, the German school is like 90% half Japanese people, so they speak Japanese, so you can kind of hear it and learn. And but in general, I
What
think,
about making friends? Did you manage to create your group of friends in Japan as well?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the first time here, the last time, I already made some friends, but they all moved away. So now I came back. I think I knew like 2 people that they are in my class actually, so that's nice. But yeah, because we move around quite a lot, I think you learn, and it's not as hard to be open to people anymore. So
That's
for me, my main difference could be, even though there are many people in Japan, they're almost never regressive. And that's a huge difference to Germany.
Really?
It is. For example, taking a public transport, you have to squeeze yourself in like this with the closing doors. But no one is like aggressive. In Germany, you've got people and it's my place, I want to be here. And that's not the case for Japan. And that makes, it's just one example, it makes daily life much more comfortable.
And also we had like a kind of a school party yesterday, and my brother and I came home at like midnight. So I wouldn't have done that in Berlin, because like after 10 p.m. Right. Even though we were living in a very quiet area where nothing really happened much, we didn't really want to be out very late. But here it's no problem. I wouldn't have any concerns going home.
And also you don't have any concerns letting her out in Japan. ね、治安がいいから特に心配はないです。
Also, the service mentality, service mentality is something very, of course, very pleasant for us as people visiting in Japan.
The おもてなし精神。
They really take your whatever they do, they take it very seriously and concentrate on it. Something which I also find fascinating. And also the kind of capability to enjoy the moment, and also to find some relaxation. To help people to be so relaxed and non-aggressive. I don't know, maybe I'm a little bit idealizing it, but it's something I observe. This is a difference to Germany.
If you have a 2 hours trip to your work and from you have to sleep in the metro, I think that's the point. But they do, and they can do. In Germany, they wouldn't be able.
Why wouldn't they do it? Is that down to security as well? Yeah, mostly. Yeah, indeed. So having that moment of relaxation. And do you find that this not having this aggressivity that you were mentioning is also maybe down to the language? How, even in social conversations, if there's a problem in Japanese, you kind of try koimawashi or aimaisa. So you kind of try to never always think of how ね、人相手をいいつかないためのことを言ったりとか。Is that down also to the language to some extent?
そう思いますね。いつもありがとうございます。すみません。ごめんなさい。You always try to be a little bit more forthcoming, and you say more often than not, thank you, or I'm sorry. And this also creates a good atmosphere.
Yeah, and it's been
there is a song.
Thank you.
There is a song from Elton John. Sorry seems to be the hardest word.
Oh yes,
but it's not the hardest word in Japan. And I don't know whether it's the mentality that forms the language, or if it's the language that forms the mentality. But that's not important. It is like this. It's good.
I also like very much how people in Japan have communication by just like short phone. If you give way to each other, and this is something I unwittingly also imitated myself when I made Kikoka to Germany for 3 years. This is Japan. We're in Germany now.
Yeah.
Of course, we are in Germany also thank each other.
Oh, yes.
Maybe it's another gesture if you are friendly. But here it's always it's very normal thing to do. Like.
Is there anything that still you can't get used to, or that you struggle with?
Yeah, struggling maybe not, but you can be sure if you hear Damene, there's no way around it usually. Yeah.
Right, like now with the cube, it's like.
This is a little bit the
I can
downside.
understand, but sometimes it's like if you apply for an electronic card for the mobile phone. You write down your address and your name, and it takes an hour, and you forgot just a little tiny thing. You have to start from new, and it takes another hour. You cannot like go back and say, okay, I'll fix it. No, you have to start from anew.
Oh yeah, I remember when I was trying to get my SIM card, it took months. But I had to sign a paper that was saying now you allow us to try the SIM card in this phone, and if anything happens, it is your fault. So I had to sign a piece of paper just to say that action. So it's quite a bureaucracy.
Yeah.
Anything for you that you wanted to add?
I think I really have to get used to the metro system. I love the metro here and how secure it is and how on time it is too. But in Germany we had a metro that was very open, so just in the middle of nowhere kind of. and you could take your bike in it, and that was a big part of my life because we didn't have a car in Germany, so we went everywhere by bike.
Here the trains are on time.
But I always took my bike everywhere in Germany, and with the train, and that's not possible here, so I have to walk a lot.
Yeah, maybe the parking spots in Japan are also kind of difficult to find, both for car and the bicycles as well.
But overall, life is very practical here. So it's very organized. So of course there are always some downsides, but the sunshine dominates.
Like today.
続けたいと思いますか？日本にずっといたいですか？もしできれば。
ずっと少しイタリアも大好きですから3年イタリアに住んでましたから。
どこの方に？リーモ。リーモ。そうですか。あちら長野の近くの人間なんですけど。
そうですか。Parliamo italiano, no? Italiano. Parlate italiano.
Aveva 3 anni.
I want to learn Japanese really bad. Italian when I'm older. I have Latin. I've been learning Latin for some time. So when I read like critics, I can understand Italian, but I can't speak or.
And of course, we have many friends also, of course, living in Germany or our parents are there. So, 少し大変。
グラグラするものは結構ね楽しいんじゃないかな。まあ大変なこともあるかと思うんですけど楽しいんじゃないかなと思いますね。どうもありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
一日ぜひ満喫してください。本当にありがとうございます。